got me feeling like gin. Off this gin, I'm melodic with the smoke in the air, and the smell is hypnotic. With a strawberry swish blunt with a whole lot of chronic in a pocket, with a wallet, with a whole lot of nada. I be stressed, but it got me in the ethereal mode, with a serious soul in a cereal bowl. Like I'm searching for the sunflower, I'ma go on the road, but keep my mind open, infinite like the Konami code. Hip-hop is my soul. Hope you looking when he's rapping. B-boy spinning to the beat like Mugen when he's scrapping. I'm jugging and I'm lapping on my way to Shangri-La, but some live, some die in the way of the samurai. Hear my battle cry, I might stay late and keep my fresh on the sideways 8. Yeah, I might make babes. All I need is some risotto and a cosplay chick that was born in Kyoto. Why? But that's a no-no if I ain't got that protection B. I keep my sword sheath, I don't need no BM stressing me. I wonder if there's a message, G, when I hear these new rappers. I ain't hating you rappers, but I prefer the boom bappers. It's the truth rappers, it's the war of the words, and I'm standing on top the castle representing the third. I guess you ain't heard, I'm following my destiny, following the God of fools, father to the death of me. A cross on my chest and resolve in my heart. Ain't shit you can do to bring a stop to this march, bring a stop to this art. You must be JK, and I grab the mic and get loud like an AK spray, and then I stay laying this heat over beats. I got the resolve of a beast, so girl, put your knees over these shoulders right here. They holding up the world already. Mujushin style stabbings got your girl all sweaty. Yeah, you mad, bro? My bad, I'm in my zone. Miyamoto Musashi with the microphone. The best squad in the city is watching my back. I might hit you with a two-piece like Mataza the Zap. I'm just talking that crap. I'm a peaceful warrior. Yeah, my flow Mega Man. I'll defeat and absorb you while I'm hungover off gin and soda. I'm a fucking hero, dog, man. I beat Genova. Word to Jehovah. Right hand on the rhyme. The way I'm rapping these lines, so you can examine my mind. Take a step inside. Don't be afraid. I'll let the beat lead me while I lead the way. And I seen today as I read the sermon that all I can tell you's only death is certain, but the way of the samurai is found in death. You might hear a lot of deep shit, but mine sounds the best. Yes, yeah. This one, baby. KV Anime on the beat. Hood Hemingway. Hot damn, hot damn, hot damn, yeah, 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 hot damn. Hot damn, hot damn, hot damn, yeah, 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 yeah. Hot damn, it's hot out here, but I'm sipping on some Pinot. Yeah, you probably heard of me somewhere, maybe Sumino. Yeah, I love Hina, not as much as Ray Hino. Studied under grades, yeah, boy, I feel like Gino. She horny like she kinda, hey. Bitch got tits like Sonic, hey. Catch me in that box like a motherfucking solid state. Golden week forever, crying every day a holiday. Catch me up on top and post it up, sipping ramen, they like, sake bottomless, slizzy on the Nautilus. My bitch is 2D, but she looking like a model, bitch. I'm nerving on the castle like I'm Tetsuo Economist. Spit it with that weave shit, who the ever thought of this? Mix it with the G-Talk, feel like Cowboy Bebop. I Nico knees, fuck around and hit a C-Walk. Don't know how to go right, boy, I'm walking on the treetops. Big chicken on mail, man, R.I.P. the 3-part. Bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving. Everywhere I go, they like, boy, you got them painting there. That weave, y'all feel like Keenan, but they calling me the guy for a whole nother reason. Bobbing and weaving, bobbing and weaving. Everywhere I go, they like, boy, you got them painting there. That weave, y'all feel like
Keenan, but they calling me God for a whole nother reason.
Yeah, bobbing on weave like a boss. Except I got sauce. Haters just mad cause they lost. Life in HD, that's lossless. Love a go high, that's topless. I don't talk shit, I just make hits. But ironically, that's the same bitch. Nigga get a whole lot of hate lately. Just cut them off like an ex-baby. I rap crazy, that's weed talk like me. Hulk, cut a nigga down. AG, man, that's the fucking town. Get money, no time to fuck around. Blow that shit on Dojins. Only Chinese always going. That's what co-eyes always screaming for my essence. They be feeling ooh. Get paid for a show, then stack them Dojins to the ceiling. Who better than this Senpai when they bump me in your region too? Been making this fire like I'm Zuko, clapping overdue. Buffing girls been getting wet like brutal since I first came through. It's unfair, but I don't care. These show girls throw they underwear. Her stockings, I'm about to tear. She riding like my dick the fair. Came in like a fucking boss, left without a fucking law. Guilty gear, I troll like false. Bob and weave, but I still floss.
Conversations off the air.
Photographic evidence of the Mandela effect.
All right, everybody. But I mean, we're live now, man. I let it.
Evidence of the
Let it all go.
Hey.
Fuck it. Hey, what's up, everybody?
I just automatically, just out of like muscle memory, almost yelled, "God damn it, T-Tag!"
You hear the live button, you know, it's like the first thing that comes to mind is "God damn it, T-Tag."
I'm gonna say it anyway. God damn it, T-Tag!
Yeah, it would be really cool to have somebody else to blame when something gets fucked up on the show.
Just blame T-Tag.
All I can do is look in the mirror.
Sunrise, man. You can start blaming T-Tag.
Well, no, we can use Vash for that. I mean, he can't even show up on Tuesdays anymore, so we can just be like, "God damn it, Vash."
God damn it, Vash.
Yeah, that works for me.
God damn it, Vash-Tack.
Fucking Vash.
Vash.
He's getting
Vash and his internet connection. That's the real problem.
Did Vash and T-Tag, did they do the Saiyan fusion dance?
No, they just gingerly touch tips.
I don't even know what that would look like. They gingerly touch tips. That's all they gotta do, man. That'd be weird, man.
When they're twin powers.
No, that's all you do in the fusion dance. You gingerly.
How do you know it would be weird? Have you ever tried it? Never tried it.
Half fucking Dargan, half T-Tag. What does that give you? Pig? Pretty close.
A white pig with headphones on and a goatee.
Yeah, exactly. And a little curly Q tail.
That's T-Tag's self-image of himself too, man. We might be hurting his feelings if he's listening.
I'm sure he's not. He's probably playing a beta.
Yeah, no one's listening. It's fine.
Yeah, no. T-Tag's probably busy playing a beta male on the Division 2.
You got 6 people watching. He might be one of them.
We do?
Yeah.
Wow.
I already see Joe Snyder out in the chat. You've been talking to him. You can't ignore Joe Snyder. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Joe Snyder always should. Snyder's awesome.
Yeah,
Who else is in the chat?
They're not a bunch of nobodies. They're all somebodies.
Hell yeah.
Wrong. Already come in and I'm like taking over. I'm gonna pee in the corner of the room right now.
Where's all the people you brought over?
Where's all the people I brought over? Duel brought over?
No.
I didn't bring nobody. Nobody to the yard.
Nobody follows me on Twitter.
Damn.
Fuck yeah, I do.
On Twitter.
You're not following Duel on Twitter, Sunrise? What the hell?
I don't even go.
If you follow me on Twitter, all you're gonna get is a bunch of retweets about games, songs that I like, and then me like saying gay things to other men on Twitter.
If I go on Twitter, I have a real strong desire to delete my Twitter account.
There's a lot of like self-written fanfic between Broski, T-Tech, and it's really interesting.
I don't know, man. My Twitter feed today was pretty spicy with that Joe Rogan Pinpool versus but JJ and Jack Dorsey.
But JJ, that is her name.
Tinpool went in hard on Twitter.
God damn it.
I know that's not really a gaming topic, but Jesus, man, we were talking about it
before. Wait.
She was throwing up that smoke screen.
Let's do a dramatic reenactment. Ask me a serious question or like hit me with a serious point real quick. I'm going to play VJJ. Are you ready? All right. Your Excel pool right now.
Why is it that all the evidence points towards, when it comes to censorship on Twitter, that overwhelmingly you're more likely to ban conservative figures than liberal ones?
I'm in character. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go.
Let's
do it.
I don't know. Woo!
Holy shit, dude! Give this man a medal.
Accurate,
was that your
man.
best?
Dude,
was that your best
was
Jack Dorsey impression?
Yeah, that was with JJ. Right. So here's
JJ.
the thing. You didn't watch it yet. So
No.
because they knew that Tim Pool, somebody that actually studies and researches this issue, was going to press them with difficult questions, Jack Dorsey decided to bring his lawyer and legal expert in charge of like the community safety and guidelines.
Oh, really?
To answer all
An
the
actual
questions.
lawyer?
Yeah.
No.
As far, well, I thought
Was she a lawyer? She's a bad lawyer.
he was. I thought, I don't know. If not, she was still speaking in
Representative of
speak,
JJ,
right?
what evidence do you have for your client?
Yeah,
I don't know.
So here's the common theme that I haven't watched the entire thing yet either. The common theme was either I don't know, or Tim Pool would present two situations. One referring to like left-leaning media personalities, the other referring to right. They're very similar, and she would just dissect them to be like, well, there was this one technical difference, and that was the deciding factor. Right, because no two situations can ever be exactly the same. That's why it's not because they're biased that they are more lenient on liberty.
Right.
It's that in each situation there was one where there was a deciding factor, and it just happens to always go against conservatives and libertarians.
Yeah, man. It's like, well, yeah. If you're not a freaking crazy leftist, man, you get.
Here's
fucked.
the thing about all those fucking answers that those fucking guys give. Assume you know next to nothing about coding or computer science. And I know more than nothing about that stuff. So whenever I hear someone like Jack Dorsey or any of these fucking tech guys talk about their AI and all the efforts they're doing and this and that, I know they're fucking lying because I know what's possible in tech and what's not.
Yeah, they can throw.
And the shit that they throw out that most people just buy is 90% garbage, fucking just bullshit lies, shit that they can't do. Anytime anyone ever mentions artificial intelligence to you, something that they're working on, they're lying to you. There's no such thing. And there isn't going to be such a thing for...
Yeah. Well,
I want to be a cyborg.
Yeah, so artificial intelligence is about... I mean, it means kind of the same thing it does in video games when they're saying it.
We don't know what it means.
Quick question, guys.
Or that it's even possible.
What do you think about the next 4,000 episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience being each Twitter personnel being interviewed one by one?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll really get to the bottom of it.
There's the next 4,000 episodes, Joe. Make it happen. Bring Tim Pool in on each and every one. Let him be your co-host.
Yeah,
that actually would be good. A whole new show, Tim Pool and Joe Rogan. I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would too. That's what I was saying. I was surprised that of everybody Joe Rogan could have possibly went after.
And not Gay Jamie?
To interview with JJ and Jack Dorsey. He picked Tim Pool.
I think that was a really smart pick, actually. Because that is somebody who is middle of the ground, wants to just see the facts. That's it. That's all I see out of Tim. That's all I've ever seen out of him. You know, sometimes he's wrong, but at least he can admit when he's wrong.
I think he does the best he can.
I'm going to say that I think Joe Snyder is very much correct when he says dual plus T equals the cutest Twitter couple.
Don't tell Broski.
No, the real thing with Tim Pool, though, is not Tim Pool himself being so impressive. It's the fact that one dude on his budget can be a more reliable source of information than all of CNN.
Well, I mean, this is just where we're at with media.
You can't stop here. This is Twitter country.
Yeah, even games media, because there's nothing like the clickbait media, like very few.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them actually do journalism, but very few. And most of them aren't doing anything that somebody with a webcam and the internet can't do by themselves.
Only people who can come close to trusting in the gaming journalism arena are independent people.
Exactly. I love Hunter S. Tim Pool. He's fucking great.
Hunter S. Tim Pool.
Put some sunglasses on him. Give him one of those cigarette holders. I watch him even more.
He'll be that jaded one.
Yeah, dude. Get that.
Take the beanie off, Tim. Roll with it. Get a bucket hat.
Yeah.
I can't wait until Tim Pool finally loses his patience to be like, and he's just like, God damn it, I can't take it anymore. I'm done with the left.
Yeah, all of a sudden, every stream we see Tim Pool sipping out of a fucking cocktail glass.
Did you guys
sipping out of a fucking louder with Crowder mug?
So did you guys catch a lot of the tweets during the live stream when people call it far right personnel Tim Pool, and they would list off the same call him far right,
Yeah,
and then say Alex Jones, and then say Joe Rogan's a gateway to the right. That's the same 3 points over and over.
Yeah, that was the same thing. And one of the most ironic ones I saw was Nazi sympathizer and far right propagandist Tim Pool. And I was just like, the irony there is that everything you're saying is absolute propaganda.
People can see it, they can smell it, but some people still fall for it. And I don't see how.
Because if you're just a normal person, right? You read this, a blue check, we're a verified journal, right? It means something, I guess. Man, I fucking work a day job.
That doesn't mean shit to me, and I'm not.
I know, because you get on. But you get on the internet. You know how shit works, right? You hear people talking.
You read.
Yeah, like
some people like. All right, where's Google?
Just in general.
Joe, you take something crazy like Nazi. All right, so I know what those are. Right, they committed one of the most atrocious acts of violence.
You're talking about
ever throughout of all history, and I know what propaganda.
Some of the most reenacted group of people in all of history.
The type of people who don't know the difference between Chrome and Firefox. Those people.
Well,
there's probably more Nazi
Internet Explorer
available at fucking wardrobe stores than any other kind for like movies and shit because they've been
still reading newspapers, Grandpa. Get the fuck out.
Hell yeah, dude! Nothing better than the freaking funnies on a Sunday.
Everyone's familiar with what a Nazi is.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. One of the things about propaganda is word association. Like even the word propaganda itself, when used out of context, because everybody's told that propaganda is a bad thing. Like all you're doing when you're saying that is you're putting out propaganda with word associations, like Nazis and propaganda. That's bad. This is obviously terrible. What's going on with Joe Rogan?
Right.
Good point. And there's more stupid people than there are internet people.
Or even more subversive is how they slam together. They do the same thing with violence and insults. Like they're like feelings are real and ridicule is violence and all those things. It's the same word association. So now hate and violence are synonymous.
Yeah. So there's a reason why I jumped on a Bash and his girl Luna whenever they were talking about stealing art. Because I said, well, it's not really theft. And the reason I said that is because we just have to keep in mind that the music, the Motion Picture Association and the RIAA, they've been using this idea that copyright infringement is equivalent to theft, and that is propaganda. It's a word association that it's the same as going into your house and taking your shit. And
that's how they stole the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. It's completely
this is one of the
redundant waste of time.
This is one of the things I was saying off air too. Like you said before, like they're using that word association to even market the movies now. Everything from Ghostbusters to Black Panther to now Captain Marvel are all being marketed the same way.
That's been the staple of advertising since the late 60s.
Yeah, so this kind of goes in.
Doesn't sell anymore. Yeah, you can look that shit up on Pornhub.
That was a nice segue into what we were talking about, or what I titled the stream, which is "Go Away, Carol, You're Drunk." And I'm referring to Carol Danvers and how we have more articles coming out about Captain Marvel and Fox.
Usually
Fox
when a movie
NBC.
Sucks, no one talks about it.
Yeah, it's outrage.
This is the most talked about piece of shit movie ever made.
Yeah, Vox,
it's outrage marketing.
NBC journalists blame Gamergate and YouTube incels for the Captain Marvel backlash.
There it is.
Yeah, it's always the incels.
They'll blame
that's the problem.
But the people who made the fucking movie.
That's the problem. It's always the incels, and these women don't realize that they're the ones causing these incels.
I know.
But Bull's take is different.
It's just an ad. All that is an ad. Like South Park said, that's an ad.
What?
Remember that episode of South Park when all the ads were coming to life and shit? Everybody was an ad. All those articles all this outrage shit about incels and blaming misogyny. All that is an ad.
Motherfuckers.
Outrage marketing.
No, you're right. You're right. Because that's what marketing is. It's just to get it out there, people talking about it. It doesn't really matter.
Shit.
It's positive or negative.
Joe Snyder is at it again, being correct, 100% correct, man. Helps if they offer that BJ.
But it's not diametrically opposed either. Enough ill will for something can make it like Captain Marvel is probably not going to make
Yeah, you don't have to
Much
have,
money.
you don't have to make everybody love the movie anymore. People will go pay to hate watch it now too.
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's the thing. I think if they were smart about it,
people
maybe,
are dumb
but
enough.
I don't think there's going to be enough people hate watching it for it to be successful as it should be as a Marvel.
They're going to realize that this marketing strategy is not really going to work because it's not going to make as much money as they think.
Right.
And then it's going to switch to something else. But all this is, it's just advertisement. It's all it reeks of because it's all repetitive, same terms, buzzwords, word association, as you would say.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's something
really good
to
point.
it, but I would say they have to know that at this point, and a lot of this is coming out of, unfortunately, Brie Larson is a controversial figure. So she straight up came out and attacked fans. So I think that's an issue, and I think they know it, right? And I also think they know that, I mean, there's some serious problems with the movie. So there is another strategy. I think they're actually targeting a different audience with this. I think that Duel's right, but I don't think it's that they're going to get as many people to go hate watch it. I think they're trying to get your intersectional feminists to go watch it out of solidarity.
I think that meme culture has made that pretty much impossible. That
guaranteed money.
That you can't generate enough outrage marketing for something. It will not necessarily turn into profits because people can share way more information way faster than they were ever able to, and there's probably more people who just won't go see it. Plus, you've got a lot more choices than than any other time in history for types of entertainment, and I think that kind of marketing is. Doesn't really take that into account anymore. It might work in some limited cases, but I think they went way too far with it.
It's definitely in its death throes.
Yeah. So I think the reality of why Captain Marvel's not going to do well is, first off, were any of the trailers really good? Right? Did they get you excited?
I don't know. They didn't. I didn't even see them. They were just trailers. Like I still would have gone to see it based on just the trailer alone. Like there's probably maybe some good parts in it. I'm usually not disappointed by a movie like that in terms of just pure fun entertainment. Like you don't think about it too much.
I brought this
but
up
with all the fucking politics, is like now I just don't even want to be caught dead at the theater.
Well, how many times when you were growing up did you run into comic books or comic book cartoons, comic book video games, anything of the sort that had Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel?
I think I was vaguely aware that the character existed.
Is your name Duel?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear him say Duel. Sorry about that.
No, the most notable thing is when the Scarlet Witch manipulated reality and gave everybody the ideal reality and made her the most popular.
I know, and that was the irony. They made an entire comic book called The House of M, where the Scarlet Witch warped reality to give everybody in the Marvel universe basically what they wanted. And they made Carol Danvers the most popular hero in the Marvel universe because she was so unpopular.
Yeah. So the character was written to be a completely self-absorbed, vapid thought.
This is art becoming reality.
So what's everybody complaining about?
I don't know. I want Deadpool. Bring me Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I know.
I'm sure they're going to Deadpool.
I'm sure they get Deadpool 3.
And that's another reason why the the anti-social justice warriors that are talking about this movie, they might have a point. It seems pretty forced to bring in a more obscure hero like Captain Marvel into the mix, especially because their place in the Avengers was never. I mean,
I figured it out.
They could have done it.
Scarlet Witch.
They could have done it much smarter. If they had introduced Carol Danvers earlier and built her character up and made her likable and made her someone we cared about, like they did with Iron Man, you could see it, but they're just like throwing her in there, and all of a sudden, most powerful, her hero, like they're jamming it up your ass, and that's what makes it unattractive for people.
And so Carol Danvers is the daughter of the original Captain Marvel, which is another thing. Like neither one of them were very popular, and part of it was
she
because
inherited his powers.
It was supposed to be kind of like an answer to a more Superman type superhero, but part of the reason people liked Marvel Comics and the Marvel Universe is it wasn't filled with that many heroes like that. I mean, you had some, right? Like Thor is pretty ridiculously powerful. He's like a god, but he's actually an alien from another planet. Can't always be there.
Marvel, but I mean, like the Hulk is pretty much
Marvel is full of superheroes.
Yeah, but the Hulk has a downside of being unpredictable, uncontrollable.
Blue Marvel.
Say what?
Blue Marvel, Gladiator.
Blue Marvel, Gladiator.
All different Superman clones. So Marvel's Superman proxies.
It's kind of hard to not.
It's just different style of writing. But now that DC has Bendis, what's going to happen? The new Superman comics are looking good. Brian Michael Bendis now works for DC. He used to be a Marvel writer.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, I have very little faith in the comic book industry right now.
Oh, dude, no, I'm excited. I'm on the pulse of it too. Like, you guys should really be excited.
I'm totally clueless about comics.
Is there a revival, or the Ethan Van Skyvers of the world changing heads in the market, saying maybe we're attracting the wrong people? Maybe we need to just get good comic book writers that write good stories.
Yeah, follow Brian Michael Bendis.
Well, if it's a truly free market, it will correct itself.
Yeah,
they're all the writers up.
Here's the thing: a lot of comics. Yeah, a lot of I think Ethan Van Skyver. What he got in trouble for is pointing out that a lot of these social justice activists all of a sudden found themselves in positions to be writing comic books, and
go read Doomsday
Clock. Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, Snyder's right. That's fucking one. Oh, it's like enthralling. It's
maybe
great.
I will. But the point I'm trying to make is you had a solid 3 or 4 years there where you got like this new Iron Man coming out with like a black chick in the Iron Man suit that's just a Mary Sue, and she's not that bad. You don't think she's that bad?
No, she's actually not. You can look past the surface and actually see how it's actually going to tie into the larger story. Riri Williams would actually be brilliant if they can stop pushing some of the shit.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. The inherent problem.
Let's hope they learn their lesson.
That's what Ethan Van Skyver was talking about. The inherent problem has nothing to do with that. You made a black girl Iron Man, like the
character herself.
That wasn't the issue. Well, yeah, but the thing is there was too many Mary Sue aspects to it.
Mm-hmm. They can still have some of those in there, but not have to like make it her forefront. That is not her the definition of her. The definition of her character is that she's smart enough to catch Tony's attention and have her own fucking suit.
Yeah,
roll with that. Fine. Go Static Shock with that shit, motherfucker.
Static Shock
did it right. Static Shock was right.
Fuck yeah, bro. Static Shock was a good show.
I just think you definitely. Look, when ideologies creep into any, like it creeps in a video game, right? You sacrifice good story in place of satisfying an ideology, and I don't like that.
You know what's good? Good storytelling is being able to recognize ideologies and somewhat accurately represent opposing ones and make that conflict part of the fucking story.
Yeah, or lots of them. Yes, I know. Exactly.
I mean, ideologies are fine. You could even come down on one side, but it has to be like good in terms of the story, like drive the story forward, something compelling. But you can tell when they started with, okay, we have this and we want to do this and we want to do this, and the character has to be that, and the character has to say these things, and we have to make this point. Okay, now here's the framework. Write the plot and the story around that.
It's almost
and
like
the writers want to shoot themselves in the fucking face, I'm sure, because that has to suck as a writer.
The writers are there, but it's almost like these characters, like Riri was developed and then given these tropes afterwards. Like she was gay.
Right, and that's always retconning shit like that when it's clearly political is so transparent and nobody likes it.
You can still do it, but do it in a different way. Like, don't make it overtly obvious. Like, one day it's like, this is my girlfriend, whatever. Let's go fucking fight crime.
And have it matter to the story. Have it be relevant to the story. Not just a thing about character.
Exactly. No, it could be relevant to the story as the fact that does give the character backstory, but don't make it the forefront. Make it the fucking backstory.
And also, the other fucking cardinal sin of writing a story is creating facts that aren't in the original presentation. Like one of the best examples I can think of is the fact that the dude in Blade Runner, the main character, the original Blade Runner, I always forget his name. He's a replicant, right? Officially, but you can't tell from the movie, right? So as far as I'm concerned, it's not true, because you don't just get to say that after, I wrote this story years ago, made a movie about it, and this fact is true and that fact is true. It's like, no, that's not.
No, I think
it wasn't in the story, so no.
It's like
if they make movie or TV adaptations, they should make it like the comic books, a different universe, but they should come up front with that. Like this is, this takes place in an alternate.
Yeah, at least have a piece of material that comes out that explains that. Don't just have it be something that a writer just says at an interview.
No. If they made like in canon movies, like 100%, like in the beginning of the movie, say this is 100% in canon, like that would be amazing. They should make both, like the Teen Titans TV show. As a horrible example. No, like whatever, or the movie they're coming out, the SJW one. Just make it say this.
There's an all-girl cartoon DC Justice League coming out. I saw a trailer for it. I thought it was a spoof, but it's real. They're all girls.
They'll learn.
It's a good animation style. Like the animation's really good, but they're just it's called Girl Justice League or something like that.
They could probably do it right. Girls need superheroes too. Like little girls who like that frou-frou shit, they want superheroes too. Whatever.
No girls want that. Like there's like 2 girls in the whole fucking country that want that show.
Yeah. So hold on. You know why you can't find Ray action figures anywhere? Because Disney.
No one fucking wants them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's coming soon where they're gonna start listening to the actual market soon. Like outrage both ways doesn't happen. Just let the dollar speak, guys.
My God.
Don't buy that shit.
I typed in Girl Justice League because I'm trying to figure out. There's a website. You got to check this out. I stumbled on this. It's called Girls Justice League. And it's not a cartoon.
All right, hold on.
Just girlsjusticeleague.org.
That's all I can tell you. It's not a cartoon.
.org.
All right.
All right, I got it up.
You gonna put it on screen?
Yeah, screen that shit. I want to see this shit.
Our voices can change the future. The Girls Justice League, GJL, is a girls' rights organization dedicated to taking action for social, political, educational, and economic justice with and for girls and young women. The League is a collective of young women and their allies working to build and reinforce a culture where girls are fully empowered and where gender, race, and other disparities are identified and confronted in this. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm sick. In the systems which affect their futures. GGL uses multiple mediums to tell girls' stories, disseminate research that accurately describes girls' current realities, and social justice organizing towards a different future for all girls.
That was completely empty and void. It's just
there's
no
I don't think there's much else to read here. There's nothing. It sounds like another intersexual feminist organization.
I just thought that was hilarious. That was the first hit if you type in girl superheroes or girl Justice League.
I mean, it makes sense that that's where they would go with it.
Yeah, there is a cartoon called DC Superhero Girls. And it's like Supergirl and Batgirl and Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman. I guess Wasp? Or no, that's DC, so I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. It could be fine, right? I don't want to just sit there and jump on it immediately, but it's hard to tell whenever they're just like, hey, I think there's a market now for like women that want to watch, see girl superheroes, right? Because we know boys aren't going to buy those toys. Usually, when you're making a cartoon, you're trying to sell toys.
There's nothing inherently wrong. Yeah. There's nothing inherently wrong with a girl superhero. Like Wonder Woman is fine.
But
and that was a great
that's the mistake is they think people want girl superheroes or no, they just want good characters. It doesn't really matter. So if you start with the gender and then try to write a character around that, you're doing it backwards. Yeah, and it's just not good. It's not that people are misogynist, it's just not entertaining.
That's what I was getting at, is if they're starting from the position that the only reason that only boys like superheroes is because they're socialized to like superheroes. So we need to fix this by socializing girls and boys the same way and make girl superheroes. Yeah. If that's their starting point, it's destined to fail.
Even if it was true, why is it a problem?
The market will tell all.
Yeah.
Well, so they think there's a difference, like
that
biology and how we're socialized are mutually independent, which is we both know is false, but
a lot of these companies get really greedy. Like Sci-Fi did this. The Sci-Fi Channel, when they rebranded and started going by Syfy, SYFY or whatever the fuck. And they canceled Stargate, and they started putting on like Ghost Hunters and fucking wrestling shows and shit. There was an attempt to, by their own press release, an attempt to appeal to more women and young people or younger people or something like that. And they were like, I think that sometimes they get they get it in their head that they can create a new market, or they can tap into a new market that has been ignored all this time. Like all of the girls that are into sci-fi. And then like, I don't know where they get these ideas. That's what's crazy, is I don't understand what gives these marketing people this idea that there's this untapped market of women and girls that are just longing for sci-fi that's directed towards them.
The vapid Barbie girls.
And then they put all this garbage stuff, and then why does nobody like this? Oh, it must be because of the misogynists. It's like, no, you just suck at what you're doing.
Yeah,
there's already girls and shit that love that.
You got to look at where these companies are. Of course there are. There always have been, right?
Yeah, just not enough
it's
for
always
like a whole
five
to change the whole industry around that.
100, 10 out of 100, somewhere in there. There's always going to be some girls that are into it. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Why didn't the Sci-Fi Channel then just create another channel, call it Sci-Fi Pink, and leave the rest of the Sci-Fi to the known market of people that has been buying it all this time? Like, isn't that strange to like? They think they're going to tap into the market by ruining what currently exists.
Space, right? That's what they tell us. Create their own space.
Why can't there be both?
Or they say it's not for you, and then they're like, "Well, nobody bought this game. We don't understand."
Yeah,
it's like, you told us it wasn't for me. Like, I don't know what you expected. It was like, oh, what a bunch of misogynists. You mean like Battlefield 5 because there was a woman in it?
Yeah,
I was like, no, we just thought that this idea that two young women went on a mission during World War II in a battlefield simulator is a little bit ridiculous. And then you had to add in like cyborg arms and shit like that too. I think you guys went off.
So funny when they say stuff like that. Like, well, you don't have to play our game. It's like you'll cock your head and look at him sideways. It's like, have you seen how many games are available on Steam? Like, can you really afford to tell me not to buy your game?
So it's funny. Apex Legends is riddled with characters that fit this social justice. In fact, the character design is the thing that I'm like least intriguing about Apex Legends, but it's got good gameplay, fun. Yeah. I don't care. So that's the thing. Nobody cares, and that's the god honest truth. Like, make a good game.
It being
and
free
storyline
makes that a lot easier to swallow.
Well, yeah, it's free. There's no storyline, right? They're not shoving an ideology down your throat.
It would still be better than fucking Anthem for fucking $60.
Think about it. No, think about it. They're doing it right. They have the characters there for the people who care about it, but there's no storyline and good gameplay for the people who don't.
Maybe they found a way to.
They found a way.
Walk the line.
No, and I'm fine with throwing that stuff in any game, right? Especially games where there's like lots of different heroes and characters and stuff. But like, okay, you take like a grizzly man like Soldier 76 and retcon him into a gay guy. That's stupid. Okay. Just make a new gay character. I'm fine with that. I don't give a shit if you have a gay character.
They could have made Lucio gay.
I'm fine with Soldier 76 being gay.
Somebody on the dev team.
I'm not fine with him doing political move and retconning an unimportant detail onto a character. It's so lame and cringy that's why we don't like it. Not because you made him gay, but because it's super obvious and super lame.
In the wake of controversy, all of a sudden they released a short story talking about Soldier 76 being gay. Yeah, that was...
They could, even if it was something like Soldier 76 is actually an alien from the planet Krypton, but he just doesn't have powers. You'd be like, well, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, you got a point. They could have just introduced like an old. They could have retconned a bit like an old partner of his that's gay, like whatever.
And that would have been fine. And then brought that character in.
Yeah,
later.
And then have another one.
How could that possibly affect any aspect of the game?
It won't. It would give you a new character. It'll give the people who whine about it what they want.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
But it won't, because those people are never satisfied. So giving into their demands is not the right choice. Telling them to go fuck themselves is.
No, give us new characters, though.
Yeah. More characters is always
good. Isn't there a new character coming out, actually?
Most likely.
I hope so.
There's always a new character coming out in Overwatch.
I think I saw something about it on Twitter.
We should play Overwatch. It's such a good game. Right, Monkey?
Good gameplay.
Yeah,
God damn it, fucking Sunrise. I do need to
Sunrise
like,
absolutely
old time's sake.
despises
I
the fact
need to
that we
warm up
play.
before I start playing Apex.
It's got to the point to where I'm enjoying hating playing Apex.
Meet Hero 30.
Yeah. I've got to find some way to not go insane.
Baptiste. He looks like a soldier. He has like a grenade launcher. He
Yeah,
looks
I'm
like
gonna bring him up.
Is he wearing a scouter? You bringing up Baptiste?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Gulf City Joe Snyder gets it.
Snyder always gets it.
The
Snyder,
proper response to SJWs is no response at all. But if you're gonna respond, the best response involves middle fingers.
That's always true.
The finger is
Watch the
giving up
video.
gameplay,
Oh, shit.
just giving them the unimportant details of their lives.
Oh, you get to be. Ooh, there we go.
My thing is, if you care that much about fictional lore that you have to retcon it that way,
Yeah.
you're already doing it wrong.
No, I'm
It was
pretty
like
sure
70s.
I'm pretty sure very few people care about that stuff. Like
Like,
they
why you
read,
getting so
I go read all the backstory shit.
Like
On the
comic books,
website.
I just found what I wanted to find. You know, it's like okay, I won't read that comic, but there's a comic telling a good story with a good character. What is that? A frog that's half cyborg? Fuck it. You know, find what I want to read. The market's full to say. I have an update.
Character
So-
looks
Dude,
like
how
he
many
has-
abilities does this guy
shield?
have?
Was that a shield? What was that?
Yeah, so his ult.
Wow.
You're looking at he looks like he has one ability that's like it's a really short period, low radius shield that makes your team invulnerable. And then his ultimate, it looks like anybody that runs through that area, any enemy, it's like a Zenyatta orb on crack on them. Like, did you see how
Yeah.
fast that tracer just fucking mauled down a roadhog from 0 to 100?
Oh, it's the opposite of a Zenyatta.
Joe
or-
Snyder's.
Orb of
I
Discord.
agree with them out there. The lore of Overwatch means nothing. The game doesn't have any way to interact with it in the
Right.
game.
I'm
Yeah,
back.
That's why. That's how I approach all forms of entertainment. If it's not within the particular piece, then it's irrelevant. I don't even care if the writer himself
Talking
fucking
about how
said
the story of Overwatch does not impact gameplay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think what like more to why we were upset about it is that it says more about the attitude of the game company that's supposed to be making games for gamers than it does the actual game itself. Doing something so just hollow like that.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they do that, though. I think.
What's your theory?
First of all, I think they do it because it's a hollow game. You know, it's completely hollow. You know,
Apex?
You just run around and shoot people. Yeah, we're talking about
Oh,
Overwatch now.
Or Overwatch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely hollow.
It has more personality than Apex. You feel like there's a larger thing going on somewhere
Yeah,
somehow.
there is a story.
There you go.
It's just not
Yeah,
a
during
major-
gameplay,
It's because the characters are also larger than life. You know.
During gameplay, you don't care about the character story. All you care about is
Yeah.
their abilities.
Yep,
But
exactly.
because the characters are also distinct and over like a comic booky and overdone and just larger than life, it gives you that impression that there's more going on. Even if you don't really care to go to look into it ever, have a feeling you feel way more like you're immersed in some kind of narrative that's something that matters, you know, as opposed to like
Sunrise,
Apex
we know
where
you love Diva. Don't worry, it's okay.
also-
Apex gives you that
She's-
sense
she's
too
a
to a
little
certain
Asian chick.
degree.
But also,
Oh, yeah. I won't deny that shit.
Really, because
The
I
other
think all
thing-
the Apex characters are bland, and I
Yeah.
think it's a good thing.
Not
I
as
think
yeah. There's a little bit going on there, but it's
I
way
just ended up
really
buying
really
the-
thin.
I had to buy the
comparison.
monkey suit guy to make Excel happy.
yes, you did.
Nice. There's a monkey suit.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of bananas
Fucking what's his
on
face?
Mirage. That's it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Most of the time, I just find myself asking, "Why is one Mercy
No.
shooting at another?"
Gulf City Outlaw. Random fact: the voice of Mirage in Apex is the same guy that voices Sonic the Hedgehog.
Ugh.
That's pretty cool.
Sonic has a voice.
The more you know.
The cartoon character, right?
Yeah, or
Shit,
like
dude.
the-
Like,
the-
I love
the-
dogs.
Dude, there was a movie.
all
a
the new
Sonic
Sonic
movie.
games that nobody plays.
There was a low budget Sonic movie made. It's awful.
Was it just like a
I-
fan
It's-
film?
Beyond awful. No.
Update your Overwatches, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-oh.
You want me to go ahead and open that? Yeah, I'll open up my Overwatch right now. You've only got.
Oh, by the way,
got 20
if you're a
minutes
Diva
left.
fan, you should check out Modern Medusa on Twitter. She needs some.
Yeah, I tagged you on that. I retweeted Modern Medusa. Right, she says, if I can get back up to 3,200 followers, I will post a cute pic of me in a Diva outfit. And then I retweeted it and tagged you, Sinrise, saying I'm only doing this because I know how much Sinrise loves Diva.
I do.
Mm-hmm. She does got that nice booty.
I was looking at some Diva cosplayers on fucking Pinterest the other day. Oh my god, dude!
I can see that's it.
Oh, right, that movie came out November 8th, 2019. That's fucked up.
I got to get a look at Modern Medusa though. Is that Modern Medusa?
Bro, they got Lego Overwatch.
God damn, dude!
What?
That chick
Holy fuck!
Easy on the eyes.
Did you hear about the new hero, Miles?
I hope she wins.
Are you gonna follow her now?
What?
I hope she gets her.
Yeah, there's a new Overwatch hero.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Bro, you should cosplay as him. His name is Baptiste.
Oh, Modern Medusa is a friend of the Whale Gang. She's been on Fright Power Hour like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, she was there on New Year's Eve, man.
Cool.
Yeah, she was the final judge in the twerk competition. USA won. USA.
And I still say, Medusa totally takes it.
Cool.
I got a dip, guys. Sorry.
All right, later, Miles.
Later.
I don't know, man. I got my my Overwatch that need to update. It was already good to go.
I recommend anybody watching that doesn't follow Modern Medusa, give her a follow. She's a cool chick. You know, like I said, gets to 3,200 subs, we get a Diva booty pic.
And if you're so inclined, get her something off her Amazon wish list.
Right.
There's a website, d.va. Oh no, I just linked that because she typed because of the dot.
She does seem to be wearing a Diva outfit.
Yes.
I don't know. She needs to go a little further with the cosplay, I think. But
she
will.
going. Yeah. I don't have any complaints about anything she's doing.
Speechless already.
I expect her to construct a fully operational mech.
Hey, and if you notice
shoot.
on there, she says
that
gets you the entire set.
Producer don't pull no stops, boys. Don't worry about it.
Hey, I got $10.
There you go.
Help Modern Medusa out, man. Get a Diva freaking photo set.
Buy her some Diva makeup off of Amazon.
That's how it works, bro. That's how we do it.
Get her the supply. She needs the headphones too. Who's got that?
Of course.
I got a Diva coffee mug.
Ship that shit.
Dude, there's some pretty cool mouse pads. Across the other day. Really good wrist support on those.
No. They even have the same that fray proof material. Does anybody else have one of those like double wide mouse pads with the fray proof? I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's a soft pad, but it's almost as smooth as a hard pad.
No, I got a wrist pillow.
I'm talking about like the Corsair. Hold up. Let me just
I got a wrist pillow on my mouse pad. I'm happy.
Bring it on.
That's why I'm playing games. It's great.
Gaming mouse pad.
I think these sun-dried tomatoes are supposed to be like vegan bacon or something. That's what they probably think it is.
Really?
No.
Do you think
Have you ever had vegan bacon?
Pizza?
It's an insult.
No, there's chicken on it.
No, I'm talking vegan bacon. It's like it makes you question your existence. You're like, no.
It's dude, I don't even like the idea of turkey bacon. I was like, no, bacon is made from pigs. Whatever you're making there out of turkey, call it something else. Don't call it bacon.
I'm not religious, but that feels like blasphemy to me.
That is a crime against bacon.
Yes. No, it's catchy. No, it's catchy. I mean, calling it turkey breakfast slices is just. See, I can't even get it out in one sentence.
See,
bacon is
sacred. Bacon. See, now I'm craving bacon now.
Bacon is sacred. Yes.
Fuck.
It's so sacred that Muslims won't eat it.
Good, more for me.
There's the other thing, man. Like, don't call it turkey bacon. That's going to scare away people that are actually allowed to eat turkey.
Yeah.
Right? Call it something else.
Just give it a generic name.
Encouraging them to
turkey jerky.
So I can have more of the bacon.
Vegans should stop trying to make fake meat and just embrace not eating meat. Agreed.
I know.
Agreed.
I dated a vegan chick for a while, a few years ago, and she was really, really good at like just putting things together that tasted good that weren't meat. She wasn't trying to make fucking vegan cheeseburgers and vegan lasagna. It was just like, here, these ingredients are good together and it's vegan. It was like, and so I ate it. It was pretty goddamn good, but like, she knew what she was doing and shit. So she wasn't just one of these bandwagon jumpers that just.
So I've eaten vegan. It's like what you're talking about. Vegan food can be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I've ever had a vegan imitation, it's been terrible.
If you know you're getting dishes. If you're getting the right nutrition, you can be healthy and be vegan. But you kind of have to learn the right things to eat. It's important because it's not as easy to get the right nutrition when you don't eat meat. But most fucking people are bandwagon jumpers who don't actually do any reading. They're just like, they saw it on fucking Oprah or something.
So you're right. Turkey bacon is like, an ad.
I'm vegan now. And then they get sick.
Vegans don't swallow.
Vegan sausage is just an ad.
Yeah, dude.
What?
A trendy ad. Vegan burgers, just an ad.
Have you actually had a girl say that? Like, I don't swallow because I'm vegan?
Oh,
no.
Maybe,
I would leave.
It would make sense, man. That's
Did you see that last episode of Family Guy?
You are swallowing animal cells, right? I mean, it's not that much different than milk.
Yeah, did you see that last episode of Family Guy?
No, I did not.
They go into Quagmire's house, right? And he's like, Peter, say, what does he say? Peter says, I'm not going to sleep with you. Peter's like, what? He said, just say it. All right, I'm not going to sleep with you. And like, fucking trap door opens and he falls into a pit. and then like, so they keep playing on that joke like they always do. And then like Cleveland says something like, can't we just talk or something? Or no, he says, hey, Quagmire, can I spend the night? And like a fucking thing comes out of the wall and like punches him out the window. And they do that same joke like 2 more times. And it's fucking perfect. I rewound it and watched it. It's so fucking funny.
Quagmire might be creepy, but he knows what's up. That whole hebephilia
I can't believe Family Guy still making jokes like that.
Yeah, they get away with it.
Yeah, somehow.
Seth MacFarlane has the correct politics.
It's not a movement. It's not it's not about politics. It's about advertisement because Family Guy can't get hit.
Right.
There are things that are untouchable, like South Park. They can make fun of whatever the fuck they want.
It's because without South Park, there would be no Comedy Central.
That's true.
Pretty much, yeah.
South Park has integrity.
Not
the executives at Comedy Central are a little quiet on the subject of the controversy of South Park.
Yeah, there's also nothing you could write about them that they couldn't pull up a parallel article written in like the early 2000s that said the same thing, except it was from the Christian right. I don't think they would have fallen into that trap.
And I think Matt and Trey not giving a single fuck
is
also
deeply fucking rich.
Works.
Yeah, one of the best quotes I heard them say is the reason they did movies like Basketball and stuff is because they thought there was no way they could do South Park forever. But then once they found out that they could do South Park forever, they just gave up on the whole like you become an actor spit.
That's dope as shit.
They're still like completely fucking insane workaholics though.
Yeah, well,
like everybody gets this impression that Matt and Trey are these slacker stoners, but dude, they're crazy. Like they work a lot.
I'm a stoner and I work my ass off.
They work in sprints, but
Monkey's
also
a stoner and he hurts himself at work.
The amount of care they put into the South Park video games is also incredible. The first one specifically, the Stick of Truth was. I mean, we basically got treated to another South Park movie that was interactive.
The best tower defense game ever made?
They do that to everything they do though.
South Park Tower Defense.
No, they put that effort into everything they do.
Yeah. I like how they went through it. Like whenever they made the Stick of Truth, they were talking about how, in the 90s and early 2000s, it was really popular just to license things out to other studios and just kind of trust them with it. And every time it just turned into trash. So this time,
the Nintendo 64 South Park game.
Yeah, where you had to go around like hunting chick. It was just a really bad third person shooter game.
I played the shit out of that though.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what's funny is when you're
was it Dreamcast?
Oh, the Dreamcast. I had a buddy in high school had one of those.
They released on the Dreamcast?
I thought it was a Nintendo 64. But...
There's one on the 64.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
South Park Rally. That was the racing game.
Oh, yeah.
That probably wasn't nearly as bad. Like you can't. It's harder to go wrong.
Yeah, rally racing.
Like,
I played the first-person shooter one too. That was on 64.
Yeah, that was on 64. Right?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Dude. I've got like the quick YouTube videos up right now. Right, so here's South Park Rally.
Yeah, the third person stuff. They're stupid, but again, the gameplay was fun for a kid my age at that time. You know?
Yeah.
Well, it was also the only South Park video game, and it was huge back then.
And then, well, yeah, South Park 64.
We appreciated what we got with video games a lot more for a lot longer back then.
Yep.
Well, it's because there was a lot more to them. I mean, compared to where we're at now.
I was a kid who wasn't allowed to watch South Park, so I'd go over friends' houses and watch it and play the video games.
I was that kid.
Same here.
Yeah, so I was that
I snuck
kid
watched it.
where kids like you came over to my house because my parents didn't give a shit if I watched South Park and played games like South Park.
My parents did not care what I watched.
Same thing with Beavis and Butthead.
They're like, he's gonna find this shit out anyway.
So this sounds.
You know what happened?
This sounds. I was gonna say
Sorry.
this is gonna sound really bad. And, like, I don't want people to feel sorry for me or anything, but a lot of it is my parents were like fighting and eventually got divorced, right? So whenever I was so when I was that age, like they really.
I was lucky.
Here's the thing: they wouldn't give a shit, and a lot of it was because they were just. I think they trusted me. I don't think they would have given a shit anyway. Yeah. But they would, in passing, just be like, "You should stop watching that crap," and then go on with their day.
Yeah, my dad's problem with me watching TV was the fact that it wasn't outside building something, not what I was watching.
Damn, like Dill was saying, I had a very strict. It was
strict Mormon, but then after I became an adult, I converted both my parents to stoners.
At least you didn't have Jagan's dad that fucking threw his Xbox in the middle of the street or some shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude, weren't you on there when we were watching the videos of parents destroying kids' game consoles? Jagan said, "Yeah, Dad totally did that to me. No joke."
Fuck, man.
Oh yeah, you had to be smart with your game consoles, dude. I had a strict family who eventually bought me a PS2. They didn't know what Grand Theft Auto was.
Oh, nice.
Grand Theft Auto 3 for me. Yeah, I didn't play in front of them. I didn't show them what it was. I would quickly
tell them it's a game where you catch car thieves. Yeah,
I'm driving around in a car. That's it. You know.
I gotta watch South Park for a teeny bit. Yeah. And then my stepdad decided to ask me. He wanted to see what South Park was, and it just happened to be the "Who is Cartman's Dad" episode, right as they do the.
You always watch that and something else. So
I was like,
and I would show my parents the Discovery Channel stuff.
I was never that strategic about shit.
No, bro. The stricter the house, the smarter I got.
Yeah, you see, my dad never would have destroyed a console because it was worth money.
I would keep
my dad was an artist with guilt, so like he could turn guilt into a weapon way more painful than destroying my console. So,
no, bro, I kept a bag of fake weed in my house. It was like oregano. So when they found it, I'm like, look, it's not even real. I was just trying to impress my friends. Up in my sock drawer.
You're fucking pretty slick as a kid there.
That was my nickname from my dad.
Slick. Yeah, mine was stupid.
I was sitting up in my room. I heard Slick. I'm like, shit. What did I do this time? Why are all the leaves under the deck?
Yeah.
I don't do that shit no more, man. I'm actually fucking straight edge and shit. I'm just like him now. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more like my dad than.
Well, I'm honest. I'm an honest worker.
I would have ever thought.
I'm not straight edge.
Yeah.
I'm an honest worker. I don't cut corners.
Yeah. I knew you didn't mean straight edge like that, or I wouldn't.
Neither does Monkey.
I wouldn't be hearing you taking a hit off of a bonk.
he burned that whole bowl. Monkey doesn't cut corners, right, Monkey?
Fuck no.
I smoked the whole bowl too. Yeah.
Get the job done, right?
A lot more conservative now. Thanks, Dad.
I am.
Just like
I'm not conservative thanks to my dad. I'm conservative thanks to paying attention.
No, I'm not politically conservative.
Yeah, well, so yeah, the words, yeah, those words just keep changing meaning.
They do. They do. Whatever.
I gotta add a precursor. I'm not politically conservative.
You're politically liberal.
Yeah. So what we have here is we have a whole bunch of young Republican type voters that are socially incredibly. I'm gonna go libertarian, right? They're socially libertarian. Mm-hmm. They don't give a shit about any of the social issues that define the conservative movement, for, like, you know, 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Right.
So you have a whole bunch of young conservatives like that, but they're also incredibly, you know, anti-government intervention in almost everything.
Yeah, I have a problem with that. Don't tell me what to do. Just watch out for me. That's what I pay you for, government.
Yeah, like I would almost say it's a bunch of libertarians, but those words are being used interchangeably these days.
Yeah, I don't expect the government even to do that anymore.
Watch out for my best interest. I'll keep paying.
Yeah, no, I've given up on the whole best interest thing. I'm taking that.
We're about to throw more tea in the harbor, motherfuckers. Get off.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. No,
it's not that far, but you just gotta do it right. Go about things right.
Yeah.
Narrow into this this outrage stuff. I hope it dies down soon. I hope people start.
It won't.
Like I saw earlier today.
Well, I mean, it will.
Complaining about a pro anorexic diet website, and they were instead of bringing up proper facts and citations of studies and stuff like that, and presenting it as like a business argument to Google and AdSense, they were just these deplorable people killing, not just buzzwords, stupid shit, and opinions.
Yeah.
Tired of opinions. If you have a problem with something, approach it with your research in hand and facts.
No,
period.
I believe those days are probably over.
Yeah,
no, they're gonna come back. All this shit's gonna die down. I see it. No,
it'll die down like when everything else dies down.
You're ever the optimist, but the more and more I see things go on, the more and more I see that the the opposition is growing, but then the momentum shifts the other direction twofold.
Think about it as
how it works every time.
I heard I forgot who it was. It was a famous person describing how fame works nowadays. It's not, you don't have those super mega ultra stars. If you do, they're just some people don't even know who they are still, and they're on the internet. There's pockets of fame. So you have a lot of small pockets of these outraged people, but I think there are larger pockets of normal people with concise critical thinking.
It's not the number of people, though.
They're not.
It's not the number of people. It's the influence that those people have.
Yeah, so this is what I said earlier. It's like your regular Joe that reads from a quote-unquote trusted source, right? Because it's being pushed by, I would say, mainstream outlets. I think that's fair. Says something like Nazi sympathizer and alt-right propagandist Tim Pool is on the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And people are like, "What? Somehow the world's gaining Nazis?
Hold on.
What?"
That's what I'm saying. That is the narrative that's going to get out to your normal people that don't care, right? They don't.
We're gaining Nazis again. Oh shit.
This is what I'm saying. You have a lot of people that just passively accept these things as true, and that's the problem.
They don't even know that there's a question to be asked. That's
what is causing that
been the problem.
The forefront of those people, though, and not the the people not being taught critical thinking skills to do their own research.
Well,
I'm saying it's been that way for a long, long time, and that the internet and social media has
people
essentially
look into the trivium and the quadrivium.
No, just more people. I think
listen,
more people are
trivium
paying
and the
attention.
quadrivium. Look into it. Cinderise, keep talking. I have to talk about subliminal.
It's nothing subliminal. I just think more people are paying attention.
I'm telling them the truth.
Like how he's doing
critical thinking skills. Learn. Don't know what to think. Learn how to think.
Hurry before the dead air happen. Don't let the dead air happen.
I wasn't about to spout any of that rhetoric.
Shut up, Sunrise. I mean, talking Sunrise.
Yeah. You need.
No, it's
preschool and then like elementary school. It was called the trivium and the quadrivium, the 7 liberal arts. It taught you how to critically think.
Trivium, man. That's a good band.
It is a good band. But look it up.
And now, if you go to a conference on the classics, which is the basis of liberal, like that's where liberal arts developed from. There was an article.
William Shakespeare was racist, and
well, and
Plato was a homophobe.
Exactly. All
Aristotle was a fucking misogynist. So they were
wrong. Yeah, dude, Aristotle got all over the place.
So somebody got kicked out of a conference for standing up for the classics and saying that, like we need to stop, downplaying the importance of the classics and their contributions to Western civilization. And then somebody got up and said, "We are not Western civilization," and it was like, when did Western civilization become a bad thing? We brought you the idea of liberal democracy, which has created more prosperity globally than any other system ever invented.
They're not taught that, though. They're taught to hate it now, I guess. Because I do hear things from colleges where they do have classes about that. They teach you.
They are. Absolutely.
Luckily, I had a very good teacher early in my life to teach me these.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting rare and rare, and a lot of it with the colleges.
It was a really big problem in church because I kept asking questions.
Well,
I had the same problem.
Somebody in your life loved you to teach you. You don't have to learn it through that. You learn it through.
No, they didn't want to teach me. They wanted me to stop asking questions, and that's when I walked away from
you
the church.
Had Dr. Phil explain it though. You don't have these kids who have the chance, and they're coddled so much they don't have the chance to overcome something and look at themselves and watch themselves do something prosperous in their life.
Absolutely.
I had Christopher Titus's family too. I had a very strict family, but if they saw me putting, like Christopher Titus's example, a penny in a fucking electrical outlet, the dad would be like, wait.
Yep. My dad say, no joke. Like, that's a good fucking bit. But yeah, my parents absolutely stand there and watch me fucking shock myself, because it's not going to kill you.
That was how
an important fucking lesson.
So straight up, my best friends, their dad looked like Stacy Keach.
Sometimes you gotta watch the kid fall off standing on the chair trying to do something in a high shelf. You gotta watch
that's the only way I learned those lessons. My parents took down the barrier between the stairs and the ground because I would climb over it. And eventually they're like, well, he's just gonna have to fall down the stairs. Hope he doesn't kill himself. And I did. First time I fell down the stairs, I was like, oh, yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's been my life, man. You can tell me a stove is hot all you want. I'm not going to believe you till.
But that's most people. That's how children are. When you bring their attention towards something, whether you say don't or do, it's in their consciousness now. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it.
It was like a couple of years ago when those parents got in trouble for letting them kids walk to the park alone.
Yeah, I remember that.
It started a couple of years ago. Now you have to super coddle your children, or they see it as child abuse. Now I see teenagers complaining about I saw one about like, Mom, what if we fell in a gorilla pit? And Mom was like, you're the gorilla kids now. I'll come visit you on the weekend. That can probably be seen as child abuse nowadays. But the mom was like, oh, this is stupid.
Dude, I'm a little older probably than you guys, but like when I was a kid, there was no helmet laws. Like if they had suggested that we wear helmets while we rode our bikes, we'd have laughed our asses off. We'd have fallen off our bikes laughing and hit our heads.
I was born in 1990. I feel like I was at
I was born in the 70s.
I was at the end of the generation where we had the transition between the current one and the previous one. I did half going outside until the street lights dimmed and half stuck in front of a screen watching stupid videos on the internet.
I can't imagine being a kid these days. I would be worthless.
It's all screens.
I would just stare at a screen all the time. I wouldn't do anything.
That's all it is.
The only reason why I didn't grow up staring at a screen is because you just didn't have them when I was a kid. You had to you play with Legos inside or play with dirt outside. There's no fucking screen to stare at except the TV, and that it was like 5 channels.
And you were the remote.
Yeah, and you had to get up to change the channel.
I had one of those TVs.
I'm not that old.
No, I grew up a lot with my grandparents too.
Yeah. My grandparents had one though, yeah.
So I was over there a lot with them while my parents were at work because both of my parents had to work. So I was raised by people who grew up in the Great Depression.
Oh shit, yeah.
Ate a lot of Great Depression food, learned how to keep money in different pockets.
Those are good skills though, you know? Fuck. You're gonna
those
skills.
I got hit with the snipe hunting.
They'll come in handy in the not too distant future.
Hey, XL, wanna go snipe hunting?
It's really fun. You should do it, man.
I fell for it when I was a kid.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. How long were you alone before you realized you've been fucked?
It was like 5-10 minutes. It wasn't that long. But I've seen some kids go for like an hour because I did it later on too.
Those are the best ones when they fucking lose it.
And they're out there and they're fucking mad. And you're like, you learned something, didn't you? Not to listen to people.
They never forgive you.
so the reason I'm playing this Doug Stanhope skit though is he predicted back in 2009 that
dude.
You know,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Up until now, every generation has just been looked at as being crazier than the last. This is
Look
the
at these
first,
fat packets.
Yeah, I know.
First generation.
This is the first generation where the trends reversed, right? Like
dude, Doug. Yeah, I know. Doug Stanhope is the closest thing, the next best thing to Bill Hicks that we're ever gonna get.
Yeah.
And then they tried to rail on.
He's the last great
Hicks?
fucking true stand-up fucking like subversive.
No, he's one of them. There's some more.
Maybe there's some coming up I haven't seen yet, but
Louis.
Oh, Louis! Yeah, they knocked him back down to reality. Like his last shit, the quote leaked set some of his best fucking material in years.
And they're smaller guys too. Ari Shafir, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Ari's good too. I'm such a stand-up nerd. Like I know stand-up, like comics.
I'm with you on that. I think you on that. Well, I know comedians too. Comics. It's my other passion.
Nice.
Yeah, it was funny is that you when you said that, I was like, that was really redundant, Sinrise. What do you?
I know.
Oh, comic.
Yeah, no, it clicked. Yeah.
Comedian stand-up comics. That's the right term. You're not supposed to call
don't see Dylan Moran anymore either.
You don't see Dylan what?
Dylan Moran, the Irish comedian.
Oh fuck! Yeah,
stream of consciousness.
Yeah, a lot of comedians are just terrified, so they're just like, "Fuck this, man! Like, I'll do something safe for a living."
The roast battles are still alive and well, though.
Give me a job on a sitcom or something, man. Like doing stand up. I don't want to piss off the wrong people. Before I know it, I'm gonna get me too just because I have a weird fetish. That's that was the thing about Louis C.K. He did nothing wrong. Those women were completely ready to fucking sleep with him every time. But instead, he shows up and he just has a weird fetish. They don't say no. He just has a weird fetish, right? He got me too for having a kink.
Yeah, it got that. Those moments got played telephone with, but at least we got Louis. We got Louis now. He don't give up.
We got Louis back.
I wonder if that's the real him.
I don't know.
I'm sure.
I can finally hear you guys again.
Probably.
Oh, hi, Monkey.
If it's troll.
Pull that up. Pull that up on the page. Pull up Louis C.K. on Twitter.
Good. I was seeing your guys' things going off, and I'm like, well, fuck, dude. I can't hear anything. And
no, you cut out there for like right mid-sentence, so we had to pick it up. Don't worry, man. We got you. You were telling us a story, and then we just like had to pick it up.
Fuck, I'm all high.
He's like, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
Not anymore.
Hey, Dole, have you heard of Saffron Herndon?
No, I don't have to look that up then.
Yeah,
she's
like a 13-year-old stand-up comic.
Notorious C.K. That can't be him.
No.
Louis C.K. I don't see him on Twitter.
Where is he? I followed him.
She's one of these kids that when she's standing up on like being interviewed by somebody from one of these morning fucking shows, she comes off as smarter than all the adults in the room.
I don't know. If I was Louis C.K., I wouldn't get on Twitter either.
I'm clicking on. How is that possible?
That was welcome. I'll put it in general.
No, look. I'll take a screenshot, dude. Oh wait, didn't she? She's been doing comedy since she was young, like 10.
Saffron, yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's 10.
Well, she's like 13 now, I think.
Yeah. No. I've seen. I didn't know her name, but I've seen her. Yeah.
Well, that's fun. So she can get away with it. Kid.
No, I'm looking up Louis on Twitter, and there's 2 at Louis CKs. So I click on his, and it goes to one called Sign Facts. How is that possible that 2 different ones have the same at?
It's not.
Where's my?
I see a Louis C.K. blog. I see just a whole bunch of shit that can't possibly be him.
No, he has like a picture of like an eagle.
Like there's a fan account that just announces shit for him.
No, like he has like. I'll post it in Discord real quick.
He might not do Twitter.
No, that was him. Look.
You got proof?
I just sent you a clip of the screenshot.
Yeah.
2
Are
of
you
them
talking about Notorious CK?
No.
Look in general. That's him, the one that's highlighted. But look at the one underneath of it called Signfax. Both of them have the same ad. And when I click him, it goes to Signfax. That's not him because he has like shit ton of followers.
Dude, I just searched for @Louis CK and the second option was @Louis CK's penis. Or in the second row of options. That could be fun. Let's see. They haven't ever tweeted.
I think
that's fucking bullshit.
I think
you see that account right there with the bird?
Yeah, I don't find it when I get on Twitter.
I think the real one is not Louis CK. @not Louis CK.
@not Louis CK?
Yeah, I think that's his. I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Sure?
No.
Not enough followers? Yeah, not enough
followers.
I don't know, man.
You guys are talking about.
We're on a wild goose chase to find Louis CK's Twitter account.
Anybody? You guys can do it, man. I'm just sit back here and get high, bro.
If anybody in the chat has any information on where to find Louis CK on Twitter, please DM us on Discord or
he might not be on Twitter.
It's that possible. One right there with that account that I'm talking about though would tweet the weirdest shit like shower thoughts.
Yeah, it's possible he's not on Twitter.
Like I said, I wouldn't be on Twitter if I was him either. But if he's there and you have any information, please notify the Knights of the Coffee Table immediately. You will be rewarded.
But I do find it weird that that's the account I would go to and read, and then now that I click it, it goes straight to Signfax, and they both have the same but the Louis CK up there had like 2 million followers, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gone. That account is gone, and Signfax took it over.
Yeah.
But that one, Signfax only has like 252 followers.
Yeah, they just fucking made a new account and used the ad.
That is fucking weird. But as you can see, I get the one with the following, and it still pops up, but whoa.
I agree, but you know what? It's been an hour, and we talked about we gotta play some Overwatch.
Really?
Yeah, just for you, Sinrise.
We're gonna play some Overwatch. Oh, you guys!
Special night, man. We'll play two games of Overwatch, and then guilt you into playing Apex Legends.
I'm just joking. All right, if you guys play some Overwatch, I'll play some Apex with you. It's called compromise. That's how any good relationship works.
This is how we learn. This is how we learn to do things as children.
Speaking of special nights, if I might make a quick announcement,
go for it.
Insomnus will smiley face.
Insomnus will be having its 100th episode tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Everybody clap. Clap.
That's 7 o'clock on YouTube. 7 o'clock PST, 9 o'clock Central.
Live.
Definitely check that out. I will be there if I can.
I hope you guys, you too, man, will at least come by and say hi and what's up because it's 100, because it's a number that's
I'll definitely show up for a little bit, and I'll go into the call-ins and I'll cringe through, vomit once or twice
page set up already?
through a Young Turks episode.
Yeah. I don't know what Ryan's got planned, but I hope he's going to bring some special sauce for our 100th.
Yep, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of stuff for me to cringe over.
He never disappoints.
Ever.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes right here on Night to the Coffee Table when we go to our after party, play some Overwatch.
There's the link.